So can you notice or guess what the learning objectives and context are for this lesson? I'll tell you what they are later on. So we have a communicative objective, what we're talking about, a language objective, the language that you should learn to use and use correctly, and the phonological objective, how to improve your pronunciation, and then the context, when you would use these things. Okay, this is an A1-A2 lesson. I'm Professor Jeff Buck. This is Unit 7 in the series, and the topic is jobs. So the warm-up should actually be one word. So, what kind of jobs you want to have when you graduate? Or maybe you want to change jobs. I've changed jobs a lot of times. My career, though, is teaching English to non-native speakers. So when I was in university getting my bachelor's degrees in history, political science, and Spanish, I considered some different options, being a teacher, being a lawyer. I eventually became an English teacher, teaching English to non-native speakers. I got a TEFL certificate, TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, and became an ESL teacher, English as a second language. And I got a master's degree in education in TESOL, TESOL, teaching English to speakers of other languages. And that's what I've done for most of my career. Online, in Massachusetts, my home state, in Korea, and elsewhere. So how about you? Tell us about your career goals or your career so far. All right. Now the vocabulary. You can practice these words with me, focus on the pronunciation and also the use of the articles a and match the words with the pictures. Okay? And architect. Be careful with that. CH here is k, architect. A waitress. A lawyer. A flight attendant. A cashier. A secretary. A sales clerk. A pilot. Okay? So what's number one? She's a waitress. A man would be a waiter. Sometimes people say server for a man or a woman. How about number two? What's his job? He's a pilot. Number three, what's her job? She's a cashier. She handles cash and cards. Number four, what's her job? She's a flight attendant. That's what we say in the US. In some countries they say steward or stewardess or air hostess or sky hostess or whatever. And number five, what does she do? She's a secretary. And number six, she's a sales clerk. And number seven, he's an architect. So be careful there. An architect. First sound is R. It's a vowel sound. R. Okay? And number eight, he's a lawyer. Lawyer. All right? And now the dialogue, I'm going to read it for you. You can stop the video, pause the video, and practice it on your own and make sure you change the words that are underlined so that the dialogue is personalized for you. Okay. We have Do-Yoon and Cassie. So Cassie, what's your major? It's broadcasting. How about you? I'm studying architecture. So what do you want to do when you graduate? Oh, I want to be a news anchor. So why do you want to be an architect? Well, I'm good at drawing and I want to design buildings. That's really cool. Can I see some of your drawings? Sure, take a look at these. What do you think? These are amazing. How often do you draw? And then you could continue. All right. So today's pronunciation item is consonant clusters. 2 or 3 consonants that are used together, pronounced together. And this is difficult for people who speak some languages such as Korean, which maybe don't have a lot of consonant clusters. So, for example, Korean speakers, when speaking English as a foreign language, often add the vowel sound between consonants. So they would say my name, Jeffrey, as Jeffrey, Puri. All right, or they might say instead of waitress, waitress. So be careful, don't add a vowel between consonants. Okay, architect, architect. Waitress, no, waitress. Okay, don't add t, don't add Okay, waitress. Waitress, put them together. Flight, flight. Secretary, secretary. Broadcasting, you have 3 consonant clusters. Br, not burra, but br. Broadcasting. Dik, broadcasting. St, we have a lot of st, consonant clusters in English. Okay, so focus on pronouncing consonant clusters correctly in this lesson. All right, and now the conversation. Here are some example questions. You should change them to personalize them and add your own questions. Number 1, what kind of job do you want to have when you graduate? Why do you want to do that kind of work? Number 2, where do you want to work? Why do you want to work there? So that could be a city or town or state or country or company. Number 3, have you ever had a job? What did you do? How long did you work there? Maybe it was a part-time job, babysitting children, or washing cars, or working at McDonald's. Number 4, what do your parents do? What do they do for a living? What's their job? Number 5, what kind of job would you hate to do, and why? Number 6, how much money do you want to make? How much do you want to make each year or each month? All right, and make some of your own questions. And don't forget to use my endless English talking time system, EETT. Ask follow-up questions. Who, what, when, where, how, why. Ask switch questions. How about you? What about you and you? Ask extra questions. What else? What else do you want to do? And if there are 2 people, you have person A and person B. Person A will start and ask a topic question and some follow-up questions, and person B will ask a switch question, meaning we'll be asking person A the same topic question and some follow-up questions, and then person B will ask a new topic question, and so on and so forth. Have a real conversation. Don't read. Okay? Be interested in your partner and try to speak in complete sentences for the practice. All right? Don't be a police officer or a robot. Have a real conversation with a friend. All right, so go back and practice the conversation questions and try to use my system, PETT. And now the grammar, WH questions. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. All right, so let's look at the structure for questions and the structures for positive and negative sentences. And then we'll complete the chart. I, you, he, she, we, and they. So where do I work? We have our WH word, where, the helping verb do, because the subject is I, and then a verb, work. And for positive sentences, I work in jure, we have a subject, I, a verb, no helping verb, work, and more information in jure. And for negative sentences, we have a subject, I, do or does, here it's do because the subject is I, the negative, not, a verb, still work, and more information in samya. So for you, where do you work? I becomes you, work in jure. You do not work in samya. And next we have he or she, right? Be careful with this one, where does he or she work? He, be careful, works in jure. He or she, be careful, not do, but does not work in samyan. Where do we work? We work in jure. We do not work in samyan. And then they, where they work. They work in jure. They do not work in samya. So if you need to, you can pause the video and study this chart, the structures and the examples, and create some of your own. Write them out, or say them out loud, or just think about them. And then go back and practice the conversation again, focusing on using correct grammar. Okay? And take some time for some feedback. Alone or with the partner, FAN, focus, assisting, and noticing. From my my scaffolding system, think about what you've learned today, the topic, the vocabulary, the pronunciation, the grammar, and go back and practice the conversation again and improve your conversation. Okay? So let's review. What did you learn today about jobs, pronunciation, grammar, etc.? And write some things down below in the comment section. What questions do you still have? Again, ask me in the comment section below. Okay? And take some time to do some writing. Write a paragraph. It should look like this in blue. It should not look like this in red going down. For some reason, for example, Koreans write lists of sentences. Your sentences should go across. For example, what is my job? What's my job? Well, I'm an English professor. Where do I work? I work online. I've worked online for a long time. I enjoy teaching my students and helping them improve their English. How about you? Where do you want to work when you graduate? That's just an example. So write a paragraph in the comment section below. Share it with everyone. Okay? For one-to-one or small group lessons, 2 to 6 students, contact me at jeffsenglishcoaching@gmail.com. So the communicative objective was to talk about jobs. The language objective was to be able to ask and answer WH questions correctly. The phonological objective was to be able to pronounce consonant clusters correctly. And the context was talking about our jobs, professions, career goals, family members' jobs, etc. And here's my scaffolding system. I look forward to hearing from you in the comment section, reading your comments and questions and writing. Thanks for watching. Watch the other videos in the series, please, and have a great day.